I can hear someone in the back.
I know. There's not much I can do about
Okay.
that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Pay Evo Friday live stream. We are here, your favorite marketing duo, Alif. That's me, the marketing specialist, and we have
Juliana, what's up?
what's going on, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you are tuning in, today's topic will be unlimited vacation time. Are they a good idea? Are they not a good idea? We're going to be exploring the topic, sharing some stories. And if you are tuning in, let us know down in the comments. Do you like the idea of unlimited vacation time? Do you think you'd actually use the unlimited vacation time if it was offered to you? Let us know in the comments and we'll bring your comments up in the screen. So how do you feel about, what's your experience with unlimited vacation time, Juliana?
You know what the thing is? Like at this point in my career, I'm at a point where like I've had many jobs now where I have a lot of vacation time. You know, I'm not entry level. I'm not starting at 2 weeks necessarily, right? And ever since I went up to past 2 weeks, I have a hard time using my vacation because I'm a workaholic.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know. I like the idea. I like the idea of unlimited vacation because in my ideal world, I want to work with people who love the work and they don't need a vacation from the work. They need to break up life, but not because they can't stand the work, you know? So I don't know, if someone is working their butt off and they need extra time, I'm cool with that, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And let me share some companies who are right now offering unlimited vacation time so that if you're job hunting, you might want to target these companies.
Sure.
But common companies include Eventbrite, Groupon, Workday, General Electric, and Glassdoor. So during my research on this, I found a really interesting testimonial. Let me read this out because when I read it, I'm like, okay, I need this right now. But the person said, this is for Eventbrite. They weren't kidding when they advertised the take the time you need policy. Even being a newer employee, they respect when you need to take time off. The perks around wellness, meals being catered, a stock kitchen, great benefits are all legitimate. The onboarding experience was one of the best experiences I'd had and was extremely relevant to my role. Further, there's a clear understanding of growth in my role. I continue to expand my knowledge, leverage my talent to impact the company as well as my career. Dang, this person is happy. Good job.
Can you copy that and put it into the comments, flash it up on screen while we talk about this a bit? Because I think it'll help reinforce the message. So let's pause for a second and recognize that a company like Eventbrite obviously has some weight, some money behind this offer, right? Not every company is going to have the money to support that kind of thing. But I think that's where the questions come up, because does it actually cost you more to offer unlimited vacation? Like if you're a small organization, it's very possible that even just tracking people's vacation is a time suck. And maybe, maybe that alone makes it worth it. Like you can just have people self-report or maybe you do track it for 1 year, just like the day they're off, you mark it out, you put a mark beside their name and determine what did that actually amount to? And in a year where maybe, I get married and I go to my home country and spend a month there with family, maybe the fact that you let me do that makes me so loyal to you that I end up taking 2 weeks vacation, even though I could take more for the next 5 years, so it's where it's hard to compare apples and apples. This isn't right. It's a toss up. I think you need more info.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my God. And it's really interesting. Researching unlimited vacation, I came in the perception of, oh my God, unlimited vacation, I'll go on beach and everything. But here's like the shocking reality of unlimited vacation. So to your point about, managing unlimited vacation and everything, it's found that 52, wait, what's the stat again? Okay, so it says, from ask.com, they say human resource working hours each year with this unlimited policy plan. When they applied it, they saved that much time when it comes to the administrative tasks. So actually freed up some of their time from the
Okay.
time on.
I want to make sure that I'm fully hearing this properly. So when a company has instituted unlimited vacation, they freed up 52 hours of HR time just from vacation tracking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's very interesting.
When it comes to, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just curious. Is there an average number of employees associated with that stat?
I didn't find anything on that.
Okay. Just curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to know context, right? But it's an interesting piece of data.
Exactly. Another interesting data. So we assume people who have unlimited vacation that they would, kind of use it, but it's actually not the case.
Yep.
So another study by Namely found that people who have unlimited vacation days actually only take off about 13 days out of the year, which is surprising. And a huge reason why people don't take their unlimited vacation time is because there's a sense of guilt. Like if you keep taking on vacation time and your colleagues are working hard, but you keep like going off on your own, there's a sense of like guiltiness, resentment, or is this guy not busy enough so he doesn't have enough work? Is that's why he's taking vacation time? But yeah, generally most companies that offer unlimited vacation time, the max someone will probably go take vacation time is 5 more than the general common, day-to-day employees who don't have unlimited vacation time. So it's not like you're on yachts all day, all night.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And honestly, like I've seen and worked in organizations where they've got really, really senior staff, people that have been there for 20, 30, 40 years, people that have 6 weeks vacation, 8 weeks vacation. And those people are constantly struggling for trying to force themselves. I'm going to take a morning today. I'm going to do my grocery shopping today, forcing myself to take some time. And it's like, that's not actually a vacation. And so I think it really comes down to what you really need. And that's the concept of the unlimited vacation for me. And I totally get it's scary, right? Are people going to take advantage of it? Is everyone going to take a month? Is everyone going to try and take 2 months? So who knows? There are a lot of scary potential questions, but I think if you find that somebody is consistently taking an exorbitant amount of vacation, they probably are not regularly completing their job. So it's one thing if it's like I mentioned an example of, I'm getting married and I'm going back to my home country and I'm going to visit a bunch of family members, or, people that are from different countries. So they get married, we're in the country they live in, and then they visit, his or hers and his or hers, you could easily need a month for that. But that's an anomaly. If people are doing that on a constant basis, then you might not be giving them enough work to challenge them and keep them fulfilled, or they might not be fulfilling their responsibilities. So I don't think that the measure of success and productivity is vacation days, personally.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And it's also interesting. There were actually employees who don't like the idea of unlimited vacation. And there's a couple of reasons why. It's very interesting. So some employees, generally management, didn't like it because approvals for unlimited vacation. So when you're taking vacation, we'll still need to go through management, and management feels like it's a lot more work to manage all those approvals and whatnot. Unused vacation time meant loss of money, possibly. So if they didn't even use their vacation time, they have money accumulated that never went to use. So there's a sense of resentment around that. This is interesting. So employees felt new hires that are instantly given unlimited vacation time undermines their years of experience within the company and what they've built. So if the new guy gets unlimited vacation time, but I work 10 years and I still get unlimited vacation time, what the heck is the difference, right? Why should I stay loyal? And again, last point I mentioned is like, if someone takes too much vacation time, it looks kind of weird. Like, are you not busy enough? Are you not productive enough? So it's weird.
Yeah, I remember working in a place where we had very flexible hours for, like, intentionally, because the people were all in different stages of their lives. Some people had young kids that they needed to drop off at school. Like there was reasons. And so it was not uncommon for one person to start at like 7:30 in the morning and leave, at 3:30, and then another person to start at 10:30 and stay, What I did see happen, and what was really frustrating, like, it didn't frustrate me because I remember looking at this person, and I looked at performance. Was the job completed? That's really all I cared about. I didn't care about the time, but I do remember a lot of people complaining and gossiping about, this person came in today at 10:30 and left at 2. And that's where you have this, you can take advantage. People will, and there will be people who take advantage, but the people who take advantage, in my opinion, are self-selecting out. Now, you have to enforce it. You might have to say, I don't think we're aligned. As an employer, you might have to say, you're not getting your work done, or you don't seem excited and engaged. But the truth is, by opting to constantly vacation versus get enjoyment at work, they're opting out. They're letting you know that they don't care. And I'm not talking about anomalies, and I'm not talking about somebody who works their butt off and then takes 2 weeks vacation, maybe 3 times. Like if I had somebody who had a crazy project and did it for me in 10 weeks, and then took 2 weeks off, and then did that again, 10 weeks, 2 weeks off, 10 weeks, 2 weeks off. But in that time, in those 10 weeks, they were performing, reliable, predictable, made sure that they finished, got me what I needed. That's actually worth more to me as a business leader than somebody who I know is going to put their butt in the chair and clickety clack on the keyboard all day. It might look like something's happening, but we ask a lot of our employees today. You get a cell phone from work, and everyone can call you. You're constantly on with emails and chat. So I don't know. I think if you want employees that are responsible like adults, they put on their big boy pants or big girl pants, then I think you also have to treat them that way. I think you have to treat them like that you have that respect for them as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, by the way, guys, if you have any thoughts on this, what we're talking about, let us know in the comment section. We'll put your comments up in the screen and you'll get a shout out. So be sure to do that. But what was I going to say? Yeah, but also one thing I have, again, from my research is I found that if you do unlimited vacation, you also have to set clear expectations and communication. So when is this project due, and what do you need me to do, and what all this stuff, right? Am I going to be available between this time and this time? If you just kind of throw unlimited vacation without any guidance or any rules or anything like that, it might turn into a huge mess and just pile into a horrible situation. But if you are offering unlimited vacation, definitely want to have some guidelines around that.
Yeah, absolutely. Unlimited vacation is an awesome freedom, but it's not a free-for-all. It's not anarchy, right? So there needs to be a policy, like you said. For example, I think one of the biggest ones would be you have to request it, get it approved, get it in the system with a certain lead time. Unlimited vacation, to me, if I owned a business and offered unlimited vacation, it would not mean you slept in today, so you're just going to stay home. That is not okay with me. I want people who are intentional, because I think when we are intentional, we are engaged, we care. And don't get me wrong, the odd time you might, maybe once in your career you sleep in. And completely, don't call anybody, don't let anyone know. These things happen, whatever. But I'm not okay with that being a practice.
Yeah, you kind of flop around and stuff. I'm asking myself, would I want unlimited vacation time? And I think my answer is I don't need unlimited vacation time. I think what I want more is flexibility and feel like I own the projects that I'm working on, instead of being told, hey, this is 9 to 5, and you just sit there and force yourself to clickety clack until 5, and then you're free. And I'm not a robot. I'm not straight productive 9 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. and I'm instantly switched out and everything. There's breaks in between I'll take, and I need time to recharge and maybe get in a conversation with someone. And so that whole approach of a 9 to 5, I feel that model, whether it dates back to the Henry Ford and their their production assembly line and how they're trying to optimize it, whatever it is. Like, I think it's a very kind of old model,
You're getting some love on the internet there. Just let you know there's some love for your for some of your thinking there around purpose alignment. Like I totally get what you're saying. If you are actually behind, if you stand behind the work that's being done, then it's not a 9 to 5 thing. It's not a specific vacation thing. So here's one question or one toss up that I would struggle with as a business owner trying to decide how much vacation to offer and whether or not to offer unlimited vacation. By law in Canada, you are required to pay vacation pay. Either you give somebody 2 weeks off where you still pay them as if they worked, or you give them, I think it's 4% on their payroll extra every time, and they can work all year if they want. They can also take off 4 weeks if they want. It really depends because they're paid for what they do. If you offer unlimited vacation versus if you offer 4 weeks vacation, if you offer somebody 4 weeks vacation, that is part of their compensation. And if they don't use it, there could potentially be a scenario where that person is entitled to the value, the money that is worth. That might be really hard for a company to pay out. That might put more of a financial strain. With unlimited vacation, I don't know how that plays out. Is it that you get your 4% entitlements, your 2 weeks entitlements, but other than that, you're not actually entitled to any compensation in lieu of those days? I don't know how that works. So there's complexity there.
Yeah, there's definitely complexity. I think it's more of like a recruiting tool kind of thing. I think that's the main factor. Trying to like recruit top talent so they see unlimited vacation time. Oh my God, I want to apply. Read another stat from 2014 to 2019. More than 170% increase in jobs that say unlimited vacation time, which is crazy. But I think it's more of a recruiting tool. Now, in terms of like effectiveness, based on what I've kind of read and felt out, it's effective, but it's not as crazy as our dreams make it to be. That's where I kind of stand. It seems like it kind of stands when it comes to unlimited vacation.
Yeah, and like I don't know exactly what the laws are, but I know in France there's a lot of talk about how they get like crazy vacation time, and I've heard that everyone's entitled to 6 weeks. That might be true. I don't know. That's just what I remember. But I think the moment you say you're entitled to 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, there is that feeling of, if I don't take it, I'm leaving money on the table. I'm losing money because I'm giving up my time. Whereas with unlimited vacation, I do like the idea that you take what you need, and you take what you earned, and that's going to fluctuate sometimes.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was talking to my friend. She just came back from Barcelona. She was in there during the COVID times and before the COVID time, and she's from Toronto and everything. And I asked her like, do you miss Barcelona compared to here in Toronto? And she's like, listen, I'll be honest with you, I actually don't. And I'm like, wait, why? Like, I would assume it's like beautiful and gorgeous. And she's like, yeah, that's the thing. The lifestyle is very different there. It's more your best life comes first before your work. Here it's more like go kind of work, career oriented, kind of grind it out, whatever. And she told me I'd prefer this kind of setting over Barcelona. For example, she told me a story about her, because she's from Canada and everyone else around the world is Barcelonian, whatever you call that. They were in a bar. Yes. I messed that up.
It's good. It's all good.
But she was in a bar. She was surrounded with other Spanish people and everything, but she's the only Torontonian. And she was like, at 9 o'clock, she's like, okay, I got to go home, got to rest, go to sleep because I have work tomorrow, so I need to prioritize. And her friends are like, are you serious? Like, you got to stay around. And like, everyone's drinking. And my friend's like, it felt weird because, here, like, it's a Tuesday night. I have work tomorrow. I got to go home. But there it's like, again, live your best life first, and then work comes second. So it's a very different mentality. I think it's more of a personality preference.
Well, yeah, culture for sure plays a role, and it's interesting that you bring up Barcelona. I've had the pleasure of visiting Barcelona. My husband had to go for work, so we took a week before his work trip and went as
Yeah.
a family. And yeah, it's very true that the like culturally it's different. You know, we were on vacation, but it was just I think it was like February or something, and on a Tuesday night, you know, you could go. First of all, you couldn't go to a restaurant for dinner at 6 o'clock. It wasn't open, you know. And then when you go at 9 o'clock, there are 8-year-olds there and 10-year-olds, and you know the whole family's there. And there definitely is not this fear about, you know, are we going to wake up tomorrow and on time, and is that going to be a pain, and you know how's that going to go? That really was not. That really did not at all come across as the concern.
Right.
So yeah, there's a bunch of things that you need to take into account. And I'm going to actually be talking about this in a webinar I'm doing with the Canadian Bar Association in March. Ultimately, you need to have self-awareness, and you need to have awareness of your organization. You know, you need to fully understand what you need. You know, I ask when I'm negotiating an employment contract, I will ask for more vacation because I know I'm a workaholic, and I know that I need to push myself to take the time off. And it's not actually because I want 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, you know, it's actually because I know that I regularly work 80-hour weeks. And so if I need to sleep a day away, I also want to know that I'm being fair and transparent on the, you know, in the long term, that I'm taking the time for self-care. So I guess, you know, you need to know what you need. You need to be able
Right.
to ask for what you need. And then you also need to think about the culture within which you're working. If you're working in a law firm, like, you know, the webinar for the CBA, obviously that's for lawyers. If you're working in a law firm, especially large law firms, your time is tracked. You are looking at your billable hours. I'm pretty sure that your time is tracked in 6-minute increments or 3-minute increments. I can't remember, but that's just a common thing. I'm sure different firms have different time tracking. So it's not okay to take vacation. It's not okay to not put in your time. You need to put in your time. And one of the things that you're measured on is how many billable hours you actually have. Are you billing enough time? So know yourself, know what you need, and know the organization you work for, and what that culture is like. And then you can really start to come up with a solution that works in that context.
Right, right. How does someone become like a workaholic? Like, how does someone feel like, for example, I'll give you an example. Maybe like way back in a couple jobs ago, you know, I wasn't really passionate about the work, and you know, I would just do my time and go home, and you know, obviously I did well and everything, but that's it. That's kind of where it stood. I was never like, oh my God, 7 o'clock p.m. Let's work some more, and like, and this is my life and workaholic. It was never like that. How does
Yeah.
one develop that then? And should one develop that? You know?
Yeah, I don't know that there's a should here. I don't think that you should or shouldn't. I think that you should be you. So there's this, I'm sure I've used this line before. There's this awesome quote from Sex and the City where she says, when are we going to stop shoulding all over ourselves? So I really, truly believe we forget the shoulds.
Right.
And I can't speak for everyone, but I am totally a workaholic, and I'll speak for myself. I've had jobs, like I'm going to start with the, you know, the not 9 to 5, but the time constrained job. My father has a hair salon. I worked there for many, many years, and you really couldn't bring work home. You know, you were there with your clients, you did your hours. And what I found was I wanted to stay busy. And what I loved the most was interacting with people. So if people weren't there, I would clean a shelf for the 50th time to make the time pass. If people were there, I was very engaged. And sometimes I might even be slower in productivity, but I was very engaged. Then when I went to work in roles where I could take work home on my phone or on my computer, I found myself every single time putting in extra hours, but it's not work for me. So
Yeah.
I think it, you know, how does somebody become a workaholic? I think you love the work. It's not work. And you know, the funny thing, like I work with Payment Evolution. We sell payroll and HR services and benefits and a bunch of things. And it's not like I'm in love with any of those things. I'm not in love with payroll. I'm not in love with benefits. I have value for you know what they represent in my life. It's nice to have benefits. It's nice to have an easy to use tool, but it's the mission that I love. It's the mission to empower small businesses to succeed, to be able to you know, punch above their weight class, and that's what's so exciting. So I think it's about being like genuinely, authentically, truly engaged.
Right. What do you do if you're not passionate about it, but you're told to work hard about it? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
you're in a job, I guess, and maybe in this case, like payroll or HR or ATSs or whatever it is, but you just like, no matter how much you get emails from management or something, like to be more motivated, to work hard. Like you look at it and you're like, I don't really care. Like, what do you
Yeah.
do in that scenario? You know what I mean?
Yeah, then you find something else. And I'm not suggesting that you just walk out, treat the place with no respect, or anything like that. I'm not suggesting for a moment that you put yourself in financial jeopardy and quit before you have something else.
Right.
Work, you know, put in your time, work hard, be proud of what you've done, but do not coast. Because if you are not engaged, if you aren't finding it inspiring, it's only going to get worse.
Right.
It's only going to get worse. And that, and let's be honest, this happens all the time. You have somebody working for a company for 20 years and they started coasting at year 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that is not a good situation for that company who's paying that person. It's not a good situation for the coworkers that have to pick up the slack. It's not a good situation for the economy, where that business can't achieve its greatest potential. And it's not a good situation at all for that person who has way more to give. Like every single one of us, our purpose, our value is greater than settling.
Yeah.
So if you have to look for jobs constantly and you find the job you love at 60, that's all right. Keep looking. Be committed to the work you're doing, and move on when you realize you can't be committed to it anymore. And you will find something.
What are your thoughts on, so if someone does that, right? They're looking, but then like in their resume it looks like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Oh my God. And then you go for an interview and they're asking you like, you're a job hopper. Why would we hire you? You're gonna probably leave in a couple of months.
Yeah.
How do you like balance this?
Yeah, so I'm gonna answer that from the perspective of the employer. So if you are an employer who's hiring and you look at someone's resume and you see a lot of change, you have to ask yourself, first of all, if you have any bias about that kind of behavior. So it's possible that you bounced around a lot and you ultimately found the place for you, and so you respect that approach. It's also possible that you put in your time and sucked it up and woke up even when you didn't want to and did the work, and that you look at somebody who bounced around as lazy, taking the easy way out. So I think it's really important that you first are aware that you might have a bias, because otherwise you could be missing something very important about the applicant in front of you, something that perfectly fits your organization, because of a knee-jerk assumption, jumping to a conclusion that isn't even true because that's just your default, right? So you need to know if you have that bias. And then once you're aware of your bias, try and remove that lens, try and remove that filter, and ask yourself, is there a reason why this work history benefits me? Is there potentially a reason behind this work history that that removes my objections? And so there are lots, I can say, there are lots of experiences that people have where they hop around, or they take a big chunk of time off, maybe to raise their children, or they have a sick parent who's given 4 months to live. If I don't ask that question, I'm not going to discover that we actually share values around loyalty and hard work. Somebody could easily take time off for 3 years, and it looks like they just decided to waste time. But the truth is, they worked harder than ever in those 3 years supporting a sick loved one. You
Right.
can't know the whole story. And so I guess from an employee's perspective, what I would say is, don't hop around for the sake of hopping around. Make sure you have a reason. So if you are opting out of a role because you are not connected to that mission, and the business should want you to do that. If I'm paying you a salary and you are not motivated to come here every day, if you're not coming up with ideas just because you're thinking about work and loving it and feeling rewarded by it, I want you to move on. I want you to be happy. I want you to succeed. And if that's not with me, that's okay. But then you need to own that. So I think it's only fair to tell an employer, yes, I have moved around a lot, and that's because I give my all when I work. And so I want to find the place that I feel most connected to. I want to give my all to a company that lives and breathes my same values. And so the reason why I haven't stayed at a place long is because I didn't think it was right to stay if I didn't feel connected. And then at least the employer has an opportunity to weigh the risk there, that they might hire you, you might not like it, and you might move on, with the benefit of getting somebody who is crazy in love and working so hard for the organization. Right. So yeah, if you're not okay with an employee who's hopped around, it's better you know it up front and you don't hire that person, and vice versa. If they're not okay with that employment history, it's better they don't hire you. It's not good for you. So fit ultimately matters. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It seems like there's so much intentionality behind a lot of what you do in life. You can't just kind of chill around and coast and job hunt and elevate. Instead, you gotta be very intentional with everything. It seems like the biggest thing is just intention.
Yeah, I'm huge on intention these days, especially in a pandemic world where we all have our regular duties, responsibilities, but the game has changed. So I'm just trying to constantly ask myself, am I doing that because I did that yesterday? Because I did it 5 years ago and I've just always done it? Mm-hmm. Or am I doing that because, whatever it may be, because it is right for me right now?
Perfect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Amazing. We veered so far away from unlimited vacation time to this. I feel like we've talked about it for a while. Yeah. Awesome. I think maybe we should conclude the live stream here, 2:32.
Sounds good. I hope that this was helpful for some business owners to think about compensation in interesting ways, and don't just automatically equate the obvious and what everybody's doing as the right solution for you. You could easily have a very highly mission-driven organization where people are so passionate, and unlimited vacation is more of a gesture of respect and loyalty and honor than it is actually something people will take advantage of because they're living their dream. So just know that you can really make your own rules here. And hopefully this conversation was interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And for those of you watching or listening to this right now, be sure to follow us on social media @PayEvo. If you want to follow me as well, you can find me on LinkedIn, Alif Huq, ALIF _HUQ. And where can people find you, Juliana?
JTChina.com, JTChina on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Yeah, that's pretty easy. 6 letters. Go Google me.
There we go. Perfect. Well, awesome. Thanks a lot, Juliana. And we will catch you in the next live stream. Same time, same place.
Sounds good. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.